It's Warhorse, and you know what time it is? I just checked. It's time to sit down, shut up, open your ears, because you're listening to 4.5 Marks Podcast. Yeah, and it's gonna rule your ass.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an episode of the podcast. We are talking about PWI's top 250 women of 2023. As a reminder, PWI, the ranking is based on win-loss record, championships won, quality of competition, major feuds, prominence within the wrestler's promotion, and overall wrestling ability. It is judged from July 1st to July 1st. So that's the whole year of evaluation that they will consider. You know, a lot of these names are great names to have that are deserving of the list. There's a few names where maybe I would have changed or adjusted slightly, but we'll get into that later. I think for the top 10, it is actually a pretty good showing.
Cool.
So, starting off at number 10, we have Jordynne Grace, the muscle mommy herself.
Yeah, Jordynne Grace.
Yeah, Jordynne Grace. She's put on great showings in Impact. Of course, she still does her indie stuff, but she's had major feuds with. She had her major feud with Deonna Purrazzo. She had.
That's a good feud.
She had a brief feud with Trinity. She was during that time. She was Impact Digital Media Champion. I think she might have been the Women's Champion at the start of that. But she's had great matches against Matt Cardona.
Yeah, that was a cool match too.
Yeah, so,
I forgot about that. That was for the belt.
Yeah.
For the internet belt.
Yep, the media championship. She has done a really good job of carrying the women's division. You know, beating her means something.
I'd agree with that.
And then it's not even just for like in the women's division, but she's kind of surpassed that. Just any wrestler that could beat her.
Yeah, crossover too.
It means something to her, and it wasn't like that back in the day. Like if you wrestled a woman, it was like, you know, it was frowned upon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like we saw the whole thing with legendary rivalry between Andy Kaufman and Jerry Lawler, and that's how that all kind of started.
Interesting.
Yep. So, but there we go. Jordynne Grace, number 10. Number 9 is Camille from NWA. Camille is,
I was like, who?
She's the Brick House.
The Brick House.
Yeah, and I think that's her last name.
Brick House. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
that's another for shit house.
But it's fitting. If you didn't know, Camille also played football.
Oh,
yeah, women's football. She was very good at it.
Do you know what position? It's okay if you don't.
Now off the top of my head, I think she was in the front line.
Oh, she big then.
She's tough.
She's tough. All right.
She's tough.
All right,
but she did that. She has held the NWA Women's Champion. She lost it this year, and she held it since 2019.
Damn.
Yes.
Damn.
Yep. So she's done a great job of holding the title, bringing it to prestige, defended it in AEW as well. She's done a great job. She is physically impressive. Her promo work could still use some work, but it has been getting better. But she is the top prize. Her whole gimmick was she's the one-time champ because no one was ever going to beat her for that belt.
That's a cool name.
Yep.
That's a cool name.
So, but Camille, great spot for her to be in. This one's an interesting one. I did not expect her name to be in the top 10.
Really?
And that is Willow Nightingale.
Well, she's champ, like major champ.
Not anymore.
But was.
She was, but that's the thing, though.
If she didn't have that, you don't think she'd be up there?
Here's the thing. Again, she's a great wrestler. She was the inaugural women's strong, or IWGP, no, women's strong champion. And she beat Mercedes Moné for it. But the thing about it is, like, she hasn't really had a whole lot of feuds. Like, yes, she's been feuding. She feuded with Athena for it, for the Ring of Honor belt. She's been on AEW here and there. She did have the feud with the Outcasts. But I don't think that was enough for her to be in the top 10. Because she also didn't hold on to that belt for very long.
No.
She had, I think, 2 defenses and then dropped it.
Hey, there's a lot of competition out there now.
There is, and she's done a great job. Her ring work is very great. It's very impressive. But I don't know if she should. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't think that she should be in the top 10. Honestly.
So, like I was saying, without winning that belt off of Monet, she would not be in the top 10.
Correct. And even with that win, I don't really think she should be.
I see. I think that's the only reason why she's up there. Unless she does hella stuff outside of the ring that we just don't know about.
That could be. Again, if I'm missing something, comment below.
Yeah, let us know.
Tell me why I'm wrong, and I'll tell you why you're wrong.
She's sick, though.
She is. She's a great wrestler. Like, no disrespect to her in that sense, in any sense. It's just,
she gives me, like, early Bailey vibes.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. But, like, here's the thing, right? Asuka's number 11.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah,
Who's number 12?
Tony Storm.
Yep. Willow shouldn't be up there.
Yeah. And then number 13 is Masha Slamovich.
We saw her recently.
We did.
Yeah, she's going up there.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what I'm missing.
That's fair. No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Number 7, moving on.
Hate to say it, but I agree with you.
Yeah, I know. But I am right, because I'm the professional, and I do my work. Number 7, Deonna Purrazzo.
I'm a big fan of Deonna.
I love her. She is great. Fantastic.
She's a meatball.
Fantastic in the ring.
That's what gets me every time. Jersey Shore. Meatball.
Jesus.
Crack sweet.
But Deonna Purrazzo, she is a fantastic wrestler. She knows what to do. She kind of, for Impact, she reminds me of Charlotte in WWE, where even though she's not the champion, if you beat her, it's almost as big as winning the title.
She's spitting image of Mickey James.
Yeah, she had that feud with Mickey too a while back ago.
I mean, how could you not run it?
Yeah,
how could you not run it? I think she should be higher. But that's just because, like, I know she probably hasn't had too many title runs or nothing this year.
I think she was briefly injured.
Yeah, I remember that.
Or she was injured for a little bit, so that's probably why.
She was probably up higher last year for sure.
Probably. We can compare afterwards.
All right.
Number 6, Athena.
That's sick. She's had a cool resurgence this year.
She's had a great resurgence. She's held strong
for sure
to that Ring of Honor Women's belt. When we're seeing a lot of when the Ring of Honor pay-per-views were still like kind of up in the air, we didn't know when they were going to happen, when they were going to come along.
Yeah.
Every time we got one of those, we saw a title change, but the only title that did not change was hers.
That's true, and her look has progressively got cooler too. It has. Like, she's kind of evolved in a way.
She's talked about this in interviews, but in WWE, they didn't know what to do with her. They didn't know what she was. They wanted her to have a gimmick. They wanted her to be a werewolf, a vampire.
A werewolf?
Yeah. It's all these weird things. They wouldn't let her be herself. And now she's finally getting rid of that whole, like, I'm not this anymore. This is who I am, the Joshi killer.
That's sick.
Yeah, she is definitely strong style.
Sick.
But yeah, great work there. And now, someone I'm not too familiar with, but I've heard around, is Tam Nakano. And now...
Oh, I have her in the New Japan game I play on my phone.
Okay.
I do have her. I didn't know she was good. All right, sick.
Well, here we go. So, let's do a little digging here, right? So, since 2021, she has been with New Japan Pro Wrestling. She made her first appearance at Wrestle Kingdom 15.
Wow.
On the second night, alongside Mayu Iwatani, who is a great wrestler. They lost to Julia and Suri. But let's see here.
That's sick. If anybody knows how to play that New Japan game, just let me know. I'll send you my code. We'll be friends. I really don't know how to play it, but I play a little bit.
So she has really built herself up over this time frame. At the beginning of the year 2023, she was one of the competitors. She was the opponent of Kairi Sane for the inaugural IWGP Women's title.
Nice.
She did a great job of building herself up to that point, getting herself to there. And then I know she's been featured a lot in Stardom. I know during the historic crossover event, she teamed up with Suzuki-gun to go against the other half of Suzuki-gun and Black Desire, which is Momo Watanabe and Starlight Kid, who are fantastic. You need to watch some more women's wrestling. Specifically, you should watch the historic crossover. I watched it. No one else watched it, but I did, and it was was worthy.
You have a lot of time on your hands.
I do when I'm in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Yep. The dungeon just kind of runs itself at this point. So.
Self-efficient.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Well, you say it's horrible. I call it progress. But there is
one like equals one prayer for everyone in the dungeon.
One like equals one prayer. I guess waste of time, but all right. But she has had a lot of notable matches over this year. From it looks like starting with like Kairi Sane, she's done a lot in Stardom. So she had a whole story there with her. I do remember now when she went against Kairi Sane.
Ooh. There
was this whole thing of her maybe retiring because she wasn't good enough. And this whole story of her trying to redeem that title. And she didn't, but she did play her character well and was featured a lot.
Good. Sometimes that's all you need.
So that is honestly all you need. If you have a good enough character and good enough gimmick to be shown, let it run.
Play your role. Stories will develop themselves.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's something you got to work on. Number 4.
Damn.
Jamie Hayter.
That kind of surprises me.
She had a great feud with the Social Outcasts. Won the women's title, the AEW women's title. Was featured heavily.
That's true.
She beat a lot of the top stars for that title.
She did.
Or to keep that title.
Hikaru. I mean, all kinds of women's wrestling. No, I don't know. I don't know who else.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of times she defended. She defended against Toni.
Toni Storm, yeah.
Didn't she defend? No, she lost to Paige, no? Or not Paige.
She lost to Toni.
Yeah.
And then Toni...
That's when they formed the squad, no?
Yes, but Toni lost it to Saraya later on.
Saraya, that's
right. But Jamie, she won it. She won the interim title when Thunder Rosa got injured.
Oh, I forgot about Thunder Rosa.
They didn't know when she was going to come back, so they just made it the official title.
Does she even wrestle anymore?
Not yet. It sounds like she's coming. She's working on coming back, but we will see when that.
I forgot about her. That's crazy.
Next up, number 3, Bianca Belair. I don't think we need to.
She was number 1 last year. I remember that.
She was not number 1 last year.
Wasn't she?
Nope.
No?
Nope. She was not. We'll go over. We'll compare.
Okay.
But yeah, she was not number 1 last year. But Bianca has done a great job.
She's a placeholder.
She is. Now, currently, she is not the champion. But it will not surprise me if she is number 1 next year. Because she's done a great job. When she was holding the title, she did a great job of it. Her feuds have been good. Right now, I don't think she's featured a whole lot on TV, and I think that might be part of the problem. Is after she dropped that belt, she wasn't really shown a whole lot.
So I think they're going to market her versus Jade. I'm almost positive that's what's going to happen.
It could. So the thing about Jade Cargill is that there's so many opponents that they could have for her. That's hard to stop at 1.
I just think that now she's not like. There's 2 of them now. You know what I mean? It's not just 1.
Yeah. That's
so
true.
Just for them to butt heads would be crazy. And how long could they feud that?
That's true. But again, the thing with Jade Cargill, there's so many people. You have, I know she's not going to NXT, but if she did, Thea Hale's really good. You have The Rock's daughter
versus Charlotte, Asuka.
Rhea,
yeah, exactly.
Asuka, Raquel.
Yeah, Raquel would be sick.
There's a lot of people.
I watched her live. That was tight.
There's a lot of people. Number 2. Julia, current open or strong women's champion. So she's had a great year. She's had a lot of good matches. As I mentioned earlier, she did win her match, her tag match at Wrestle Kingdom.
Okay.
But she's She's very good. Like if you've never seen her, she is fantastic. The thing about Stardom is a lot of if you're their top star, there's absolutely a reason why you're their top star. It's because you perform well, and she has performed very well.
That makes sense.
And finally, number 1, we have Mommy.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. Chava, and the one time I let him out of the dungeon.
One time.
He meets Rhea Ripley with the...
At the local gym.
At the local...
The day I didn't go.
That's on you.
I'm so pissed about that. But hey, it was meant for you. It was meant for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's a mark.
Yeah, it was meant for them.
They're both
so
marks.
I mean, it's cool. I'd have rather meet Dom or, Damian Priest or, Finn Balor, but hell, Buddy Matthews, that'd have been cool to meet. Just at my local gym in the middle of South Omaha. Wild.
Yeah, but she has
Any
carried
question?
that belt.
Yeah, there's no question.
She's had great storylines. She's
so deserving.
heavily featured on SmackDown, Raw, NXT.
Every ad that you see for whatever, if
It's
she's
her.
on the show, she's on that. Like, she's on that card.
Absolutely worth the number 1 spot. So
It's usually her next to Roman Reigns, if you think about it.
Yeah, it is, because she
just has that draw, like that. People want to see that.
So let's go through it, right? Last year's list. It's honestly way different. Number 1 was Suri.
Oh, okay.
Number 2 was Bianca.
Number 2 was Bianca. I knew she was up there, though.
Number 3 was Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, but where'd that
Number
go?
4 is Becky Lynch.
She wasn't even on top 15, I don't think.
Jade Cargill was number 5.
Because of her undefeated streak.
Number 6 was Jordan Grace.
So from 6 to 10?
Mm-hmm. Number 7 was Seiya Kamitani.
No idea.
Not familiar with her. Number 8 was Charlotte.
She wasn't even top 15.
Number 9 was Starlight Kid.
That makes sense.
And number 10 is Ty Valkyrie. Here's the thing about the list, right?
Wow, it's so drastically different.
It's so drastically different. And the reason why is because women's wrestling has gotten such a rise over the last couple of years.
Yeah, no,
that
for sure.
It is hard to maintain your spot as a women's wrestler. You really have to grind. You really have to compete.
Bianca.
Like look at who we have. Bianca and Jordan are the only names that are on the top 10. Still. 2 people.
Yeah.
2 people. Everybody else has fallen off. So.
Do better.
I guess. There you go. Do better. Just keep going. And also, here's the thing. The list got bigger. Last year was 150. Now it's 250.
Oh, that's awesome. What the heck?
So it's growing and growing.
Maybe we get that 500 like the men's.
I hope so.
Yeah, I feel like there's enough. What the heck?
We just hopefully we inspire some women's wrestling.
Yeah.
And some women's wrestlers to go out there, try your hardest. Come on the podcast. Come on the podcast, yes. But also, if there's anybody in desire of training, there is Bulletproof Academy now open. Hit up Nino Hatchet, Donnie Pepper Cricket, and see about next class number 2. Mm-hmm. But
cool.
Let's get this list to the PWI's top 500. But yeah, drastically different lists. Bianca fell down 1 spot and Jordan 4 spots. But Rhea came out of nowhere. Where was she last year? Let's see. Here, I'm going to do...
Search.
Yep. Rhea was number 42 last year.
Huge
jump. From 42 to number 1. That just speaks to her level of work, TV presence, championship win. She won the Royal Rumble.
I wonder if her merch sales are just nuts.
Probably. Honestly, probably.
Because, I mean, she appeals to, like, the female, like, the younger female audience. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, even the male audience.
Yes.
So she's kind of, like, crossed over to that both sides.
She appeals to everyone.
That's true. Much. That's the best word to say.
Yeah. She's marketable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
It's the same.
And the crazy thing is, if you think about it, right? There is some crossover between, like, wrestling and, like, your, like, metal fans, like, music metal fans.
That makes sense.
So you have that crossover, and that's your top women's champion right now. So there it is.
Sick.
Well, Tell us what you thought of the list. Tell us what you agree with, what you didn't agree with on the list, what you thought of our thoughts, and most importantly, like, Shami. Fuck, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Yes, sir.
And if that check bounces, get fucked.
So do you.